Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Reenie, this is the Enchanted Planner, and today we're doing something different. As most of you know, I'm not super happy with the direction that my life has taken the last couple of years, so I'm clearing the slate and I'm going to change that, and I'm really going to focus on that direction the last half of this year because we have just over half a year left. So we're going to grab the bull by the horns and we're just going to dive on in. Okay, so in this video, we're going to go through my goals and how I intend to get there. We're going to go through my May highlights. We're going to talk about my June mood board and my music playlist. And we're going to talk about some of my absolute favorites from May. Taking a deep breath because this part's going to be a little bit difficult. As most of you know, I have been on the struggle bus with, well, life in general. It's been rough since I closed my studio 3 years ago. And the ironic thing was, when I started scripting this video, it was May 31st, and courtesy of Google sending me all the fabulous memories that I take of pictures, it showed me that 3 years ago, May 31st, I had literally packed everything up and put it into storage. And that was a bit of a really depressing moment because the accumulation of everything I had worked so hard for in the last 12 years fit into a 5x10 storage locker. And I want to get weepy, but it's a hard one because it's literally grieving something. I buried my baby, if you will. So in the past 3 years, my productivity has flatlined. My time management skills have gone out the door. And a lot of the time it's 5 o'clock and I wonder where the day has gone because I don't really know what I've done. You add menopause into that mix and it makes for a little bit of an interesting ride. My health and fitness has gone completely off the rails. But I don't beat myself up over these things because I give myself a lot of grace. I am still human. I do want to extend a very heartfelt thank you to each and every one of you because this community has helped keep me sane over the last few years. And I love you guys. Like, I love this community. I'm so proud of the community that we've built. Okay, so on to the main reason that we're here today. As I said, we have just over half of the year left, and I'm going to make small but lasting changes that will spark motivation for everything else. At least that's my game plan. Anyone else want to join me? You're more than welcome. I will leave a link in the description below where you can sign up, and then I'll get you the details on what that will look like through email. It won't be anything overly elaborate, but what it will be is support. And a lot of the times when we're trying to make small but lasting changes, we don't have the support, which is why a lot of us don't make it past the starting line. So we can continue the community support that we have here and take that into more of health, wellness, life journey support and just build upon that over there. So what are the changes I want to make? Well, overall my goals, I want to change my body composition and I need to start taking better care of myself. I've really let my health and wellness lapse in the last few years, and I don't know if it's tied to some mental health problems, if it's just tied to life in general, but I'm not happy here. And the reason is because as someone who works quite avidly with women in the fitness industry, I don't want to start worrying about my health when I'm sick. Because a lot of the times that is what happens. You'll get a wake-up call. Either you have a mini stroke or a mini heart attack or all these things, and all of a sudden it's like reality check and your mortality, your sense of mortality kicks you in the arse. I don't want to wait until I'm dying to get healthy, if that makes sense. That's kind of the way I'm rolling it around in my head because life's too short and I want to be here as long as humanly possible. So I plan to treat myself like a client and sit my butt down and create a 4-week health and wellness plan. It'll include exercise and nutrition, and it's only 4 weeks. A lot of the times, because I'm a trainer and I'm used to doing the end of the road, like the massive end of our goal, and then reverse engineering everything backwards. And I think that's what I've been setting myself up for as failure, because I'm just as human as everybody else. And if I create that 12-month plan, I don't have someone like me overlooking my shoulder, keeping me on track. So I'm really regressing all of that, and we're just doing 4 weeks, people. If I can make it through 4 weeks, then I will aim on doing the next 4 weeks, and so on and so forth. I want to look and feel better. I recently went and got my hair colored, which was a huge deal because I haven't had my hair colored since before the pandemic. And I've always had fairly dark hair. But through the pandemic, I thought, well, this is a great opportunity to grow out my color, because I thought I was more gray than I am. Now, it's not to say that I'm not gray, but I don't have even coverage of gray. I got like a huge chunk here and, you know, sparse tinsel all the way through. So I didn't like the way it looked. I didn't like looking unkept, I guess is probably the word I'm looking for. So I went and got my hair done, and it was great because it's just a bunch of foils, so it looks like it's an all over color, but I don't have to worry about the roots growing in, because that is the one thing that drove me insane. Is my hair grows so fast that I usually had to do a root touch up in 2.5, 3 weeks. My hairdresser doing it the way she's done it, it will just grow out and blend, and then I can add more foils to it if I see fit. But I already feel better. I went and got my hair done yesterday, actually. So I'm already looking in the mirror going, I like it. I look more like me, if that makes sense. I want to put effort into getting ready every day. I've never been a person that wears a ton of makeup, at least not not once I entered into the health and wellness space, because you're sweating all the time. There's not really much sense in putting a ton of makeup on. But I also know that when I put a little bit of effort into myself, I feel more confident. I feel like I can take on more in the world. I feel like a freaking rock star. So I'm going to put more effort into sort of a daily routine for getting ready. It may not be like a full face of makeup. It may simply be getting dressed in clothes that are not sweatpants or capris and tank tops, because that's my that's my wardrobe. I wear capris, tank tops. That's it. And when I look better, I feel better, right? So the other next goal is I really want to increase my income. I intend to dive head first into rebuilding my business online. I think it's time. I think I've given myself way more time than I should have to take the next step, but better late than not at all. So that is one of my goals, and I intend to do that by freaking getting content onto the Misfit Fitness YouTube channel, which is so neglected, that poor thing. And I'm so sorry, you guys. I've been promising you content for over a year, I believe. But the reason behind that is I've been kind of afraid, because that will be primarily front-facing video. And there's a lot more, I want to say, how do I say this? There's no mask when I'm front-facing. And there's days where I don't feel super confident either, right? That's why I'm sort of trying to work on rebuilding that confidence. But when I'm doing planning videos, you only see my hands. So I don't really have to worry about anything. But if it's front-facing video, I want to at least look a little bit more the part. So this comes into the whole getting ready every day. I think what I'm going to do with that channel is I'm going to start with short form content first, because it's quite easy for me to bang out little bits than it is to put together say a 15-minute video. Because when it's a longer format video, of course, there's research to be done. I have to make sure that I'm using the correct words, because my mind thinks one thing and my mouth says something else sometimes with menopause. So sometimes I trip over my own words. So I really want to put the effort into it, because I consider myself an edutainer. I want to educate you at the same time I entertain you, because fitness and health should be fun. And I'm actually really damn good at it. But I think I'm going to start with dipping my toes into the water, building up a bunch of small short form content, and then taking the next step into building some longer form content for you guys. I also need to finish my damn website. I hired a company 2 years ago to rebuild my website, and the shell is there. What's missing is what they can't do, which is write all the copy that needs to go onto the website. I've written some of it, but some of it is no longer relative because I'm not really going that direction. So that is a major focus. I need to get that website finished because I need to be able to direct people to somewhere. And right now it's just literally a landing page, and that is it. So that is a huge goal for the next few months. I want a peaceful home. Not to say that my house isn't peaceful, and actually, if I'm really being honest, it's primarily my office. I really need to go through my Happy Planner stuff. I have so much Happy Planner stuff, and I really need to pare that down because there's a lot of it I don't use or I have no interest in using anymore. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with that stuff yet, but I will keep you guys in the loop. But suffice to say that my brain does not work well when I am surrounded by clutter. And right now I have way too much stuff in too small a space, which is my office. So a massive down pair on that. I also really want less stuff across the board. Less stuff means it's far easier for me for home maintenance and upkeep on that weekly and daily cleaning. I don't want a ton of clutter. Not that we have a ton, but it could do better. Let's just say that. And the last goal I really have is I want to spend more time with people that fill my cup. We had 2 opportunities in May because beautifully we've ended up with an early summer this year, which is so awesome. But I was able to spend time with my girlfriend and her husband, and she is my longest standing friend. I've known her since I was 15. I'm now 51, and we've always been buddies. That was wonderful because I haven't socialized much at all, even before the pandemic, because I had a studio and I had to do people all the time. So if it was my off time, I really didn't want to do people. But now it was really refreshing and it filled my cup so much. And then the next day, right after that, I was able to spend time with my daughter and that side of the family. And I love spending time with friends and family, good quality time. And I haven't been doing nearly enough of it. So it is a high priority goal as well. Okay, so what are my May highlights? I had a really good month on Etsy. Not to say that I was rolling around in money, but I had a really good month on Etsy, and I can thank all of you for that. So huge thank you. It's more money than I've ever made on there before. A couple $100. I'm like, woohoo! I've also been diving head first into deep spring cleaning and organization, which ties into the less stuff and easier home maintenance. I've also started structuring my time most days, which is helping with productivity and ensuring that the day doesn't evaporate before I've had a chance to do anything. It's been effective. So that is a big check mark for that one. Of course, I mentioned earlier, I was able to spend time with friends and family, which is huge. Summer arrived early here, which is also like chef's kiss. And again, taking one day at a time. It's one day at a time. Okay, so the next part of this video is going to talk about my mood board. I always make them. But the problem is I never see them because in most cases what I do is I will create them so they live in my planner and they go in my goal section, and I don't necessarily flip to that section much, so I don't see it. So I'm taking a bit of a different approach with this time. It's going to be the background on my phone, it's going to be the background on my iPad, and it's going to be the background on my laptop computer because it'll put it in my line of sight all the time. And that should make a huge difference because what we measure grows. If I'm not even looking at it, I can't very well measure. So I will insert a picture here in the video so you can actually see what my mood board looks like. Maybe it'll encourage you to make one of your own. I just whipped it up in Canva, and like I said, it's going to be everywhere. Whew, everywhere. Okay, the next thing I've done is I've created a music playlist. And I'll leave a link for it in the description if you guys want to listen along with me. Music does so much for my soul and my mental state that I created a playlist. I want happy summer music, stuff that is like a little bit of all genres, but it's either nostalgic or it's fun or it makes me want to move or dance. Right now, I'm not going to lie, there's some 80s old rock in there. Like I'm really feeling like the old Scorpions and Bon Jovi. And it's bringing back so many memories from those years as well. So I encourage you, make a playlist and listen to it frequently because it'll help with your mood, it'll help with your spirit, and it'll help fill your cup. The other thing we're going to talk about now is my favorites from May. So back in January, I bought like a starter kit of this skincare line. It was on sale, so I'm like, oh, whatever, it's a good buy, $100 or whatever. I really like it, really like it. So it's called, I think it's Jouviance. And I looked, I can find it on the Canadian website. It's a Canadian company, but I can't seem to find it on the American Amazon, except for I think it's the moisturizer I found on there. But I will leave links in the description should you want to explore it. So my favorite out of all of this is probably this 4-in-1 cleanser, because I can use it on my eyes as well and it does not sting. In fact, it specifically says for face and eyes. It's a really nice cleanser, and it's light. It spreads well. I don't have to use a ton of it, which is also extremely nice, because I bought this bottle and it's only 5.6 fluid ounces, and I still have stuff left, and I've been using it 2 times a day since January. So a little goes a long way. And the other thing in this, well, actually there's a couple of things. This little exfoliating, gentle, purifying scrub is also a huge favorite, because it's not super abrasive. Because I've tried some facial exfoliators and it almost feels like I got little tiny micro cuts after I use it, so that's a hard pass. It comes with these, well, there's also, this kit came with these glyco pads, which are like 10% AHA and BHA, and I just use them at night before I go to bed, so they've lasted a long time. It also has an eye cream. I don't like the eye cream. The eye cream is heavy, and I don't like heavy, and it feels really greasy, and I know that's the point of an eye cream, but I tend to rub my face, and I just know. So I skip the eye cream, but I also really like the 3-in-1 rejuvenating anti-aging moisturizer. And again, a little goes a long way. I do 1 pump, and if my face is a bit damp, it covers everything. Because the problem being is menopause and hot flashes. If I have anything like a super thick night cream on, my face feels like it can't breathe, and then I just start profusely sweating. So I like light moisturizers. I want them to do their job, but I don't want to feel them doing their job, if that makes sense. Okay, so the next thing that's a favorite of mine from May is this wonderful little bracelet my daughter got me. It's like a wraparound kind of deal, right? But I've been wearing it as an anklet. I love anklets, especially stuff that's beaded or made with hemp. So I've been using it as an anklet. It's got this cute little dragonfly button on it, I guess. It's cute. It's one of my favorite things from May. The other thing that's a favorite thing of mine from May is these Okanagan Harvest Pear ciders. I don't drink very much, but when we had my girlfriend over for the barbecue, I bought these and I have them over a lot of ice, and it's like drinking a pear. They are so good. This 6-pack will last me till December. That's how much I drink, but they're so good. So that's a big favorite. The other thing I got done in May was, and I really tackled my bedroom. I'm not completely finished yet, but it's so much more peaceful in there because it's clean and it's organized, and I love it. Okay, so my next favorite from May, you're gonna laugh in a second, is Thumper. That's what I call them anyways. This is the Bob and Brad massage gun. You know, Bob and Brad, the 2 most famous physical therapists on the internet. You probably know who I'm talking about. It's their branded massage gun, and I love it. It's well worth the price point, and it's not that expensive. This one cost me about half the cost of most of the other ones. I think it was about $70. I had some kind of a coupon on Amazon that I used for it. Even so, I think it's really only regularly priced at about $100. Most decent massage guns run you $200 to $300. I love this thing. I've tried others and they're garbage when they're cordless. This has multiple speeds, and it has an automatic shut off after 10 minutes, which I know frustrates some people, but I think it's very good so you don't overdo it in some areas. It's got a variety of different tools in it, or attachments, and the battery lasts a long time. Like, this is a huge good buy, and I've been using it because I've started returning to exercise, and my body, not very happy about that. So, you know, and with my neck issues and stuff, it works to sort of loosen things up in there, and I've been using it on my muscles when they're dealing with the delayed onset muscle soreness from workouts. So it is a wonderful favorite of mine from May. I've had him for quite a while, but I really started using him in May. And the last thing that is a favorite that I can't find, but I will try and track down an image for you so I can insert it into the video, is I bought these really great fabric colored booty bands, like, you know, exercise bands, the circular ones, for use. And they work fantastic. They don't roll down, which is a plus, but I can't find them. I went on a massive cleaning spree and I don't know where I put them. They're not in my fitness room. They're not in my office. So I got nothing. They'll turn up eventually, but I couldn't find them to film this video. I looked everywhere. But yeah, they're a great favorite. And they have 3 varying strengths. I'm still on the light one because my hips are rather weak right now, but I like them because I can put them on and I can move around and they don't start rolling down. They've got like a slight tacky on the inside and they're fabric colored. They're great. Okay, that pretty much sums everything up. This video will be going live, of course, in June because, well, actually it is June. What day is it? I don't even know what day it is. We are in June. It will be going live soon, not long after this was filmed, because I wanted to kind of keep you guys in the loop. And I have a couple of things. If this is a video you would like me to continue to do, like as a monthly update on how things are going and if I've changed anything or adapted, let me know in the comments. I'm happy to create them. I just don't want to create them if no one wants to see them, if that makes sense, right? I'm going forth ahead anyways, regardless, but I want to know if you want to see more of these videos. And like I said, if you want to join me in getting some strength and some support, check the link in the description and we'll get you all set up with our community so we can do this together. Because, yeah, strength in numbers, gang, strength in numbers. The other thing too is like, I've always been like a pretty tenacious, stubborn person. I'm not as stubborn as I used to be, but I'm still pretty stubborn. I have done so many things in my life that went against the grain and against the wishes of so many people, including my husband, I might add, and have come out on the other side accomplished with a hell, you don't tell me what to do kind of attitude. I need to know where she went because I haven't seen her in a while and I really need her. So that I think is partly what I'm focusing on too, is reacquainting myself with that part of my personality that is a go-getter and doesn't want to stop. Because like when I opened my studio in when I opened the physical studio in 2012, I had no money, no clients, nothing. I just dove in, built it, and they came, which is a terrible business model. It's, you can't do the whole, if you build it, they will come. I just got lucky, to be honest with you. I just got lucky. But I just dove in head first and got it done. And I need that person back because the stuff that I want to take on in the next 6 or 7 months needs her. So hopefully we're going to find her. But yeah, that's it, you guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think in the comments. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed, hit the subscribe button on your way out. If you're new to our channel, drop us a comment down below letting us know that you're new so we can formally welcome you to our community. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you next time.